Henderson, Ellis, McKenny, and Glennie. As Perreault, Martin, and Robert. Stopped by Glennie. Over the line, a pass for Keon, broken up by Horton. Horton up the center, over to Perreault. Perreault drops it back. Robert a shot, and Lowe stopped that. Keon right on to Martin's stick. Martin to Perreault. Perreault centered it, and Ellis feeds Henderson. Henderson going down the ice. A long shot off Schoenfeld. The rebound to Keon. He wrapped it in front, and that was wide. Martin coming up to the blue line. Stopped by Keon and Henderson. Henderson's done. Going to be a penalty here to Martin. Play is called. Rick Martin tripping.
There are a lot of interesting facts about hockey. For example, did you know the pucks were frozen? That's right. They don't bounce as much and they slide easier. And how come hard shots don't break the glass? Because it's not ordinary glass, it's tempered herculite. And if the object hitting it has some give, it won't break.
There are a lot of interesting facts about the Bank of Nova Scotia, too. The dozens of services that Scotiabank provides. Did you know Scotiabank will make payments on your behalf if you authorize it? And if you're moving to a new city, Scotiabank will give you a letter of introduction to one of their branches to make sure you're well received. There are so many facts about Scotiabank you should know. Visit the bank that offers dozens of services.
Would that be Scotiabank, Mr. Howe?
That's right, Mr. Bellow.
Rick Martin in the box, 2 minutes for tripping as we see him pull Paul Anderson's feet out from underneath him at center ice. And Bill, we just noticed Brian Glennie going into the Gardens Hospital. I think that shoulder is maybe out for the evening.
Okay, Bob, and it's McKenny to Ellis. Ellis down the right side, no score. Up over the red line to the blue line. Having difficulty controlling it. Gets it back to Keon. Sittler's out there using 4 forwards, 1 defenseman, McKenny. Then to Keon. He comes over the line. Shot it around on the boards. Ellis lets it go. It comes back to McKenny. McKenny takes his shot. Crozier stopped that, and Henderson tried to get the rebound. Great save by Roger Crozier.
That's a hard shot from Jimmy McKenny at the point. As we see, Joe Crozier, incidentally, had 4 defensemen out there killing that penalty off. He had Horton, Tracy Pratt, Jim Schoenfeld, and Larry Carrier. And there's a look at that as we see Roger Crozier, lots of room. He had no screen at all on that one, and he picked it off and held it for the faceoff.
Don Luce, number 20, and Craig Ramsey, number 10, are out there now. Here's a pass for Sittler, and he couldn't get a shot away. Horton wraps it down the ice. Past Ramsey, and it goes down back of the Leaf net. There's a minute and 19 seconds left in Martin's penalty. McKenny just failed to break away. Gets it up now to Henderson. Henderson at center. Over the line. Still after it. Still has it. Tapped it back to McKenny. McKenny in for Ellis. Going right in on goal. Trying to get set. Settled it back to McKenny. Over to Keon. Keon took a shot. Comes back out over the blue line. McKenny coming to the Buffalo line. A pass for Sittler, then for Henderson. Into Sittler. Sittler back of the net. Has it still. Back it comes to McKenny. Over to Keon. Keon let his shot go, a weak one. Horton and Henderson go to the board. Sittler comes up with it. Trying to get it out in front. Crozier covers up and play is called. No score, 12:26 remaining. First period. 30 seconds left in Martin's penalty.
And those 2 goals were scored by Darryl Sittler and Dennis Duperry, and that's not too impressive for a power play, 2 in 38.
Number 10, George Ferguson at center now with Earl Thompson, number 12 on the left wing with Jerry, Grisdale, and Pellick. Grisdale over to Pellick at the blue line. Here he goes to center. Flipped it in. Back there to cover was Craig Ramsey, and he gets it down the ice. He and Luce along with Pratt and Horton. So Tim Horton getting double duty here in this first period. Grisdale up for Jerry and Ferguson. Back for Jerry. Hugh Thompson rolled it through, and Horton lifts it down the ice. Going to the red line and over. Martin is back out. And icing will be the call against the Buffalo Sabres. 11 minutes and 50 seconds remain in the first period, Bob. Buffalo and Toronto scoreless.
Bill, and the word from down below the Garden Hospital that it's all right that Brian Glennie will be back. It's a broken strap he has on a piece of equipment, so it wasn't his shoulder at all.
Okay, Bob, and I think I see him over there now. All set to go. Ferguson facing off with number 8, Jim Lawrence, and they're out. So Jerry Meehan, the captain of the Buffalo Sabres, number 15, moves in against Pierre Jerry. Comes back to Pellick. Pellick took a shot that was wide of the net. Ferguson in the corner. Still has it. Dropped it back to Grisdale. Into Jerry. Centered it. Ferguson just failed to get to it. Ferguson showing a lot more aggressiveness in this hockey game than he's seen so far this season for the rookie of the Maple Leafs. Grisdale kept it in for Thompson to Jerry. Jerry has it again. Trying to get it into the corner for Ferguson. Then Jerry back of the net. Still has it. Coming from the side. Passed it in front for Thompson. Here's the back and he scores! Earl Thompson let go. A terrific backhand.
We take a peek at this in replay and watch Larry Hillman's left skate as Earl Thompson fires it on his backhand, and Larry Hillman just deflected it up high over Roger Crozier's left shoulder, but it was a pure deflection off Hillman's skate on that whirl-around backhand by the Leaf forward Earl Thompson.
Certainly an extra effort by Pierre Jerry to keep it there.
With number 8, Pierre Jerry, and number 10, George Ferguson. Time 8:47. Earl Thompson from Pierre Jerry and George Ferguson.
Well, Leafs lead 1-0. And we have 11-12 remaining in the first period. Keon, Anderson, and Ellis with McKinney, and there's Brian Glennie, number 24, back out there. And he has possession. Over it goes to McKinney. It's Perreault with Martin and Robert, Schoenfeld, and Horton. Glennie rifled that one off the head of Jim McKinney. And now here's Jack Dennis.
1 week from tonight, November the 8th, the Leafs will travel to Montreal to meet the Canadiens in a game seen nationally on the CTV network. And that game will be brought to you in part by Scotiabank, where you can buy Canada savings bonds.
Play underway. Schoenfeld clearing it over to Martin. Back to Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld over to Robert. Robert shot it wide. Perreault was right there with a Martin fan on his first try. Then it goes to McKinney. Up to Keon. To Ellis. Ellis over to Keon. Keon trying to cut around Schoenfeld. Took a shot. Ends up back of the net. Number 2 is Tim Horton. To Schoenfeld. Keon covers him. Cleared around to the blue line. McKinney lets one go, and that was stopped on the short side. Ellis centered it. Martin after it. Rick Martin passing one to Gilbert Perreault. Back to Martin. For Perreault, broken up, and Ellis comes back with Glennie. Ellis couldn't get by Schoenfeld. Nice play by the Buffalo Sabres rookie. And McKinney. At least Glennie stepped into Robert. Set it up in front. Perreault has it. And there's going to be a penalty to Glennie.
Jean Beliveau did a tremendous amount of traveling this past year. He traveled through Europe, visiting such places as Paris and London. In fact, he was on the road a good deal of the time. And one thing Jean and most traveling men know is the value of buying traveler's checks from Scotiabank for carrying money. They're so easy to use and so safe, it just doesn't make sense to carry cash.
Another personal service from Scotiabank, Mr. Beliveau.
That's right, Mr. Howe.
Glennie in the penalty box, and he's really hot. He's still standing up. Tripping at 10:03. The Leafs lead 1-0 with 9 minutes and 57 seconds remaining in the first period. Perreault with Martin and Lawrence, Hillman, and Robert. 4 forwards, 1 defenseman. Sittler, Monahan. Here comes back to Hillman. There's his shot right on. Low stop that. The rebound. Going after it is Grisdale, and Grisdale gets it up and down the ice. Pelech, Monahan, Grisdale, and Sittler trying to kill out this penalty. This is the third penalty of the first period, and the second of the Maple Leafs, who lead 1-0 with 9:35 left. First period. Perreault, and it's there to Martin, offside. And that puck is doing tricks on the ice there. Seems to be bouncing a little bit.
Look at young John Grisdale, 24-year-old from Geraldton, Ontario, was healthy in the Central Pro League last year. And they're certainly putting him right into the old pressure cooker. He's killed both the penalties for the Leafs so far.
And there's a minute and 33 seconds left in Glennie's penalty. Sittler gets it out to center. Hillman in possession. Over here to Robert. Robert for Martin. Martin's offside by at least 2 strides.
And there's the story for the Sabres power play. And this kid line of theirs have 5 of those power play goals. And the percentage is a little better than the Leafs.
See who gets this draw. And the Sabres do. Martin gets it back to Robert. Robert inside his own blue line, moving up to center, over the red line. For Martin. Martin goes in with Sittler. He's shoving Sittler off the puck. Grisdale gets in, gets a skate on it. Martin and Grisdale with Perreault back of the net, stepping away from Pelech, trying to center it. Pelech beat him to it, though. Sittler covers Hillman. Play is called. A lot of determination on both teams' part tonight, Bob, in this first period.
Well, I'll tell you, the going's pretty heavy in the corners and behind that net, and they don't look like they're sparing any horses. I think the Leafs are looking for the bodies more than they are the puck.
58 seconds left in Glennie's penalty. Toronto 1, Buffalo 0. 8:55 to go, first period. Thompson from Jerry and Ferguson at 8:47. The only scoring play in the game so far. It comes back to Hillman. Hillman takes a look. Here comes the screen shot. It hit Sittler. Monahan wrapped it off the glass, and it's down the ice. Harry Hillman back in the net. Hillman coming up slowly to Perreault. Perreault at center. Stick handles over the line. Still has it. Turning in the Sabre zone, and Monahan gets it out. Perreault has it again. Gets it to Rick Martin. He's over the line. There's his shot, and that's high and wide on a deflection. Came out in front to Perreault, and Grisdale fell in front of it and covered up. And Pelech was taken heavily into the boards with Lawrence. Now, whether Pelech was the one that was the offender and threw an elbow, if he did, the Leafs are 2 men short.
We get a look at that again, and here's that play by young Grisdale as he made a very good play on Gilbert Perreault as he's all alone in front of the net, and you were right on that call. Here it is now.
For elbowing. Time 11:44. Mike Pelech for elbowing.
Now, for a team that is injury prone, they're certainly running into some penalties that could be disastrous. They're 2 men short, will be for the next 19 seconds unless the Sabres score. They have the face-off in the Leafs zone. And coming out there is McKinney along with Keon, and also Joe Lundgren, number 2, wearing the helmet. Sabres stand pat. Keon got the draw. Shot to the side. Perreault going right around. Walking. He's good. Gilbert Perreault walked right in to score.
He put a great move on the youngster Lundgren as he takes him to the inside, and watch him as he tucks it up on that far side. He hasn't got very much room to shoot that puck right inside the goal post. Ron Lowe holding on to that short side. And Perreault with about 2 or 3 inches, and he threaded the puck. We're going to look at it from another angle. Watch the angle he's got to shoot that puck from. Very little room. And that's all.
1:52. It's all tied up 1-1, and it was scored with the Leafs 2 men short. And here they come again. They have a man advantage. Stopped by McKinney. Kenny shoots it down the ice. The penalties costly to the Leafs in this first period. They had built up a 1-0 lead. And it evaporates with a 2-man advantage for the Sabres. Up the ice comes number 11, Perreault. Over for Robert. Robert centered it. McKinney broke it up and shot it down the ice. There's a minute and 13 seconds left in the penalty to Pelech. A pass at the blue line ends up on Glenny's stick. Glenny for Keon, nowhere near him. Hillman then to number 14, Robert, to Lawrence, to Martin. Martin over the line, takes a shot. He just missed the corner. Comes all the way back out to center where Robert has it, number 14 for the Buffalo Sabres. The score tied 1-1. Keon after. Over here to Larry Mickey. Then to Loose. The backhand. And that one seemed to hit the post. Rick Martin lost it. Schoenfeld a drive, and that's why. It's kept in by Robert. Glenny stepped into Robert. It came out in front of the net. And Ellis goes back. Ellis leaving it there for McKinney. A pass for Keon. Keon straight down the ice. Over the line. Took his shot off Horton. Schoenfeld comes back for Buffalo. Coming up the center. Takes a long shot off the boards. Monahan the rebound. Loose gets it back to Schoenfeld. Schoenfeld into the corner to Loose. Loose centered it across the goal mouth. Horton lets one go, and that's why. Hits the back of the net. McKinney coming out. Pelech back out. Leafs at full strength. 1-1 tie. Kenny just shoots the puck into the Buffalo zone. Back of the net. Loose takes Monahan out of the play, and Horton comes up. Then Pelech ran into the Buffalo player Mickey. Here's a chance for Keogh, and his shot was stopped on the short side. Keogh goes down. Gets up again. Clears it on the boards. Comes out over the blue line. Pass to Pelech. Pelech a long shot. Crozier stopped that one. And they're really hitting. Butch Deadmarsh is out there. Then he goes after Sittler. The puck ends up in the corner. Keogh after Schoenfeld. Comes out the center. Pelech hits Schoenfeld. Gives it back to Loose. Loose over the line with a backhand. Goes back to the net. Grisdale. Bumped. Gets a skate on the puck and holds it, and they are hitting. 5:07 left in the first period, a 1-1 tie. It's the hardest hitting game we've seen so far this season, Bob.
There's Larry Mickey. Mike Pelech coming in and getting a pretty good chunk of lumber into Mickey's midsection.
A 1-1 tie, 5:07 left. There's a hard shot. Oh, and Lowe just got a piece of that on Tracy Pratt's low shot. McKinney to Monahan. Monahan straight down the ice at center. He's Ferguson. Ferguson over the line. He's hauled down from behind by Pratt. Then McKinney steals the puck. Closing right in, he shoots. Oh, and he shot wide. The puck is kept in by Thompson. Thompson, Ferguson, and Jerry out there now. A pass up to the blue line. Stopped by McKinney, who shot it back in again. Number 23, Larry Carrier, is back there for it for the Sabres. Shot it by Ferguson. Then Thompson had it. Lawrence up to Meehan. Meehan with one man back over the line. They're closing in. There's the backhand and a nice save by Lowe. Thompson to Jerry. Jerry and Ferguson over the line. Jerry trying to go around his check. Does right in, he shoots. Oh, and the rebound was missed. And McKinney lets one go right on. Right in front of the net. And Ferguson missed the backhand. Coming up, look out. Oh, and number 10, Craig Ramsey just missed a terrific joke from Glenny. A pass over here to Lawrence, over the line. Glenny stepped into him and knocked him off stride. Earl Thompson can't get away. Glenny, who really hits hard. Takes a long shot off the boards. Jerry went after it. Meehan beat him to it. Left it there for Pratt. Pratt starting out. Wrapped it at the blue line. Then Perot away from Jerry, away from Keon. Keon poked it away from him. Over the line. Henderson catching up. Jerry trying to get it out in front. It's left there. Henderson tried to get to it. Keon keeping it in. Finally, he's cross-checked. There's going to be a penalty. Perot has it. Play is called. And a penalty to the... Keon starting out. Leading a four-man rush to center. Takes a long shot into the Buffalo Sabres zone. Loose after it, so is Henderson. So is Sittler. Sittler's knocked heavily into the boards. It came out in front of the net. And shot down the ice by Schoenfeld. But Horton really took Sittler out. Jim McKinney now will lead the rush. Coming straight up the ice, McKinney gets over the line. Pass for Sittler. Sittler can't get a shot away, and it comes back down the ice. A minute and 10 seconds left in the penalty. As Keon goes over the line, stops. Trying to pass for Sittler, and he missed it. Gone loose. Off the board. Stopped by McKinney. McKinney over to Keon. To Ellis. Back to Keon. Into Ellis. Ellis trying to set up a shot. Back to Keon. Over to McKinney. McKinney took a shot right in front. Ellis couldn't get a stick on it at his skate. And Henderson was right on the doorstep. 1 minute, 52 seconds remaining, first period, and have a look at that one, Bob.
Had him moving that around very well. Ronnie Ellis stopping it with his foot, but he was tied up by young Jimmy Schoenfeld. As we see it from another angle, and Crozier, he put the clampers on it and throws the puck ball. Henderson moving a little too late.
A 1-1 tie, Buffalo 1, Toronto 1, 1:52 remaining in the first period, 39 seconds left in the penalty to Robert. Sittler the draw to Henderson. He passed it right on a Schoenfeld's stick, who gets it down the ice. McKinney goes back. 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. Four-man rush for the Leafs. Ellis is on the right side. A pass to Keon. Over the line. Partially blocked. Knocked out by Horton. Henderson. At his own blue line to center. To the Buffalo line, he broke through. He was knocked down by Horton. And his shot hit the glass. Buffalo Sabres cleared out off Mickey, and back out is number 14, Robert. Jim McKinney. To Mike Pellick. At center. A long shot, gloved by Crozier. Mickey back for it. At the back of the net. Starting out with the Rents and Meehan. Mickey took a long shot off the boards. Lowe let it go. Pellick will touch it. Icing is called against the Sabres with 45 seconds left. 1-1 tie. George Ferguson comes out number 10 at center. Thompson on the left. Jerry on the right is 8. Pellick and Grisdale. Alan Monahan is coming out to replace Ferguson. Perot with Martin and